Paper or plastic? Toss or recycle? What about a drink so good it does not only the body good, but also the community? Tonight we'll be hearing from Ryan Morgan, whose armed robbery past catapulted him to a bright future, impacting the lives of others through Aqua Equity, his water company now resourcing urban communities, helping to close the social equity gap. Plus, it's Maria Isabel Ibarra, CEO and founder of OML Fashion, whose love for the planet has launched her into her dream job designing fashion by repurposing, taking the word recycle to a whole new level. And it all starts now on A New Thing Live.
Are you ready?
Well, hello and welcome to A New Thing Live. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? So it looks like we launched and I was talking, but there was no audio, but I do hope and pray, fingers crossed, that you can hear me now. I want to welcome you to A New Thing Live. Really, I say this every week, and it's because every week it's true, where we do something new every week here on this show, and yet every week something new happens on this show. You never know what you're going to get, but we do want to thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Cindy Galley, and I am the host of this fun new digital talk show. So thank you so much for chiming in. Hey, we want to know where you're coming from. So let us know, for those of you that are on YouTube or whether you're on Facebook, do tell us where you're from. We love our New Thing Live family. We do it because of you. And hey, I've been hearing so many wonderful things back from so many of you that have reached out, whether through DM or text or email. And I just want to thank you for letting us know how this show has impacted your life. You know, we don't do it so that we can hear about it, but when we hear about it, it sure makes us say, yes, we're so glad. So I want to thank you for tuning in today already. Can you believe how quickly we are going into the middle of the year? This is wild. It is so crazy. And I don't know about you, but I missed tax day. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this week I can get it together. I just moved about 2 months ago. And so my garage has bins and bags and boxes that I've yet to be able to go into. And so I do hope and pray that most of you were able to get your income taxes filed, as well as your extensions. I didn't even do that. So, but anyway, just kind of telling on myself because that's what we do here. But happy May 24th to you. We do pray that all of you are well. Hey, for those of you that didn't watch last week, we had Butch Hartman, and he is the animator and the creator of the Fairly Odd Parents on Nickelodeon, and Bunsen is a Beast, and Danny Phantom, and so many other things. And plus, he and his wife have so many cool things going on right now. They've launched the Noog Network, and they're getting ready to launch their streaming, which is oaxis.tv. And so if you didn't watch last week's, it was very empowering and very inspiring. So if you have yet to watch it, after this show, go ahead and head back to our YouTube channel and just put a little bookmark on it. Even if you can't watch it tonight, I went back and watched it, and I was like, wow, he dropped so many nuggets, and he is so full of faith and so full of the word. It was like, it was creative, and it was fun, and it was animated, and then it was anointed, and it was encouraging and inspiring as well. So do that. Go back, and then, of course, visiting our website. If you ever miss anything and you say, hey, I don't remember everything that they talked about, just head on over to our website, newthinglive.com. It was phenomenal. So I just charge you and I encourage you. And he shared some really good news. I had no idea, but he had shared that Paramount Plus is going to be releasing the live action version of the Fairly Odd Parents, which I think is going to be really, really cool. So that was fun to get that information. I'm definitely going to be on the lookout, and we will let you know when that happens as well. But with the reopening, how are you all feeling about this? I'm feeling pretty good. I'm excited. I have loved seeing more people. I have loved seeing people inside the restaurants. Oh my goodness. And not these humongous long lines. It has been really good. And so I do pray that, as we continue to make our way through this pandemic, I don't even know where we're at because quite frankly, I did kind of just shut off the news where the pandemic was concerned. It just was so downtrodden and discouraging. So I pretty much shut the news off last March. Don't ask me how I know it's been going on. I've been able to keep up with what's going on. I just kind of felt like if it's something that I need to know, our pastors would go live. I'm like, if it's something I really need to know, then I'll hear it from my pastors when they go live. So anyway, we do pray that all of you have been doing well and that you're just continuing to stay safe. And we just want to encourage y'all to spread love wherever you go. Can we do that? Can we make a commitment? To me, I just say anybody can be nasty. Anybody can just spew out, like that's easy to do. But it takes a person of character and a person of love and a person of peace to say, you know what? I'm going to bite my tongue. I'm going to hold my tongue. I'm going to spread some joy. I'm going to spread some love wherever I go. And so that's what we want to do here on this show. And so we want to just encourage you and inspire you to do the same. People need a smile. We never know where people are at, and we don't know what people are going through. So would you, along with us at A New Thing Live, would you just say, you know what, this week I'm going to commit to spreading love and joy and peace wherever I go. I'm going to give to somebody. Maybe you have that little unction to give or to share. Let this be the week that we do that and where we can really impact people's lives. So a couple of other things before we bring our guest out. I'm so excited. So, this whole year, I really haven't been going out. I've been working from home and, I love makeup like the next person, except that whenever I would go out and I would put my lipstick on, my lipstick would come off or it would be in the backside of my mask. And it was just one of those things where I was like, I give up. But I went out to dinner with some dear girlfriends of mine, company of women, and we all together, we put our hands together and we produce once a month this fun event called the Fellowship Market at the Rock in Anaheim, where it's a pop-up market. Vendors come. We just had it this past weekend. It was so much fun. So we took a picture together. We took our masks off, but, even through eating and, chips and all of this, two girls, their lipstick never came off. And I was like, what are you guys wearing? Like, what lipstick is that? Because, mine comes off. I won't say what brand that I use, but it's a popular brand that I have to go to Nordstrom to get. And it comes off. It comes off. And so they said, oh, we use Maybelline, and she whipped it out. I'm like, girl, I have two colors of that exact, two different colors, but that exact brand, it's a matte stain. I want to say it's from Maybelline, and I should have brought it with me. That thing worked so good that I put it on one night, and in the morning I woke up, my lips were perfect. So that is my new going out. That is my new going out. So I'll probably give it a big shout out on Instagram TV or something like that this week, because it is phenomenal. It stays on your lips. It doesn't rub off on your mask. And so way to go, Maybelline. And also because I'm really trying to cut back, especially, when the pandemic happened, it's like my nails were growing out and I couldn't go get them filled. And I'm like, this is a hot mess. My lashes were growing out. But I want to say thank you to Chef Livette. You all know her. She's been on our show twice before. She's coming back in June. Ms. Jackson can cook. But she got me early birthday and she got me magnetic lashes. OMG. Game changer. So I'm going to hold on to these. I'm going to see how long they last. But there are just some fun things that I've been stumbling on as a result of being in lockdown and all my salons shutting down and things like that. And then for my nails, all my acrylics came off. And I know some of you were like, I cannot believe that your iconic acrylics are off. Yes, they came off. One of them flew off as I was just filing my nail in my patio, asking myself that week, should I take my acrylics off? But here's the thing, I didn't want to soak them, and I didn't want to go to a nail salon. And so I did say this, I said, Lord, if it's meant for my nails to come off, I am asking that they come off naturally and that they need no help from that acetone, and they need no help from a salon. And by last week, Thursday, they were all off. So that got my answer. And then at the pop-up market, one of the vendors sells nail polish. There's sticks. And so anyway, I put that on, and I'm going to see how long. Some of it's already chipping. And quite honestly, I do wash my hands a lot. So all that to say, there are some real fun beauty products that I have stumbled on, and I'm so thankful for. So we'll be sharing those with you and keeping you up to par with what's going on. That. Okay, last but not least, birthdays. You know we love birthdays. And so this past week, we celebrated the birthday of our very own digital producer, Sonia. Yes. Happy birthday, girl. We love you. You are amazing. You are faithful. You are dedicated. You're talented. And we got to celebrate her a little bit this morning. It wasn't quite, we had hoped to do this and that, but, we're still trying to make things work. But she's just such a blessing and a joy. And those of you that know her would also agree and say she is a whole lot of fun. That's my sister from another mister. She's from Panama, and she is amazing. So we love you, Sonia. Happy birthday. We wish you an incredible year. And for those of you that know me really well, tomorrow's birthday is the Goof's birthday. So we want to say happy birthday to the Goof. I love my man Goofy. He is the only one that I look forward to seeing at Disneyland. I actually get a little shy when I see him. I get a little starstruck. I'm not even going to lie. And I've got some friends that work at Disneyland, and they're like, it's just people in there. And I said, I do. I know that. But it's the Goof. I love the Goof. So happy birthday, Goofy. Tomorrow, his birthday, he was born in 1932. So he's getting up there. Plus add those doggy years to him, and then he's really kind of old. Okay, speaking of dogs, we do have we're just putting it out there for all of you animal lovers. If you know me and this applies to you, then do reach out to us. But dear friends of mine needed to leave where they're staying for a quick minute. They're going to be out for about 3 weeks due to some mold in their home. And so they have to find a temporary home for their dog, Cooper. Sweet little Cooper. He's a puppy. He's not even a year old, but they said he's potty trained, and he's a little beagle mix, isn't he? Oh my goodness. So cute. So cute. I wish that I had room for him here. But those of you that love animals, maybe you have some space to help house Cooper for just a few weeks. Reach out to us at A New Thing Live, or direct message me or text me if you have my number, and then just say, hey, I know somebody, or maybe I might be interested. Now, if I don't know you, then we ain't going to give Cooper to you. But if you do know me, then please do reach out. I just figured out that was the best way to get the word out to help one of my sweet sisters in the Lord. So, okay, well, are you ready? Hey, we've got an amazing, powerful testimony, story, inspiring, empowering, all of the above. But before we bring our next guest out, let's take a quick look at his story.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Ryan Morgan, one of the founders of Aqua Equity. I want to share some of my personal story with you guys today. I grew up in San Bernardino. It's a very rough city, similar to Watts and Compton, Oakland, predominantly minority city, black and brown city with a lot of poverty. I didn't have a father around, and neither did any of my friends. Looking to the wrong type of mentors who were gangbangers, dope dealers. 1 year after graduating high school, I graduated in '95, and 2 weeks after I turned 19, I was locked up sent to federal prison for armed bank robbery. And I remember the day that I finally got caught. I just made an eternal decision right there on the floor with those guns to my head that, this is the last kind of criminal, negative, taken from society thing I'm gonna do. I heard those doors slam, and I remember thinking to myself that first night that this wasn't gonna be my legacy. I knew right then and there that I needed to have a mindset shift. I started taking college courses they were offered, started my entrepreneur mindset, so got more into fitness, and actually started getting paid cans of tuna and chicken, which is commerce in prison, to train other inmates. So when I got out, I kept that rolling, enrolled in junior college full-time, as well as got hired at 24 Hour Fitness as a full-time trainer. While I was going to school, I got recruited to play football at Laney College in Oakland, and thankfully I was recruited by Coach Harbaugh at San Diego, and it was one of the great experiences in my life where I learned the benefit of hard work and focus. I applied that towards my education, graduated from there, went into the alcohol beverage industry, climbed the ranks, spent 8 of my 12 years in management, and along the way went and got my master's degree in business. Came to realize that the industry I was in, and they weren't ready to give significant opportunities to individuals from the communities that I cared about. This is why we exist at Aqua Equity. We pride ourselves on 3 pillars. That's community, environment, and education. That's why we're kicking off our entrepreneur training program with Watts Community Core. Come join us in our good works. And as always, drink good, do good.
Go, Isaiah! Pedal, pedal, pedal!
Wow, what a powerful and really a moving story in just such a short amount of time. I don't know about you, but that really just tugs at the heartstrings. And so we are so excited to have the CEO and founder of Aqua Equity here in the house today. Would you please welcome Ryan Morgan to A New Thing Live? Ryan.
Hey, Cindy.
How
Thank you for
are you,
having
my
me.
friend? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Long time.
I know it's been too long, my friend. It's been too long.
I know lots been happening, a lot of good things. Thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness, of course. And so, I've known you for quite a few years. I want to say probably met you back somewhere around 2009, maybe 2010. I don't know when you started going to the Rock, but I have to say, didn't know your backstory. I just knew that you were Ryan, I think you sang in the choir.
Yeah. For like almost 3 years.
Okay, I remember that. And, and of course, hey, what's going on? And, giving a hug kind of a thing. But I never knew your backstory until, seeing your video that you have on your company's website.
Yeah.
What an incredible story.
Thank you.
My goodness. And there's so many things I want to talk about. You talked about mindset. You talked about you're a leader. You're already a natural born leader. That we already know. But you exemplified that while you were in prison. Changing the mindset, going into JC, doing the work. So many different things you talked about. I wrote down, this is the story of comeback, like the comeback kid. And I don't know that that's really, the comeback kid, but yours. Yes, overcomer. So how are you doing? First of all, I want to kind of catch up, and then I want to run into all of this because it's such good stuff here. How are you?
I'm fantastic, good and busy. Things are coming at me fast and quick. I'm wearing a lot of hats. I have a lot of good problems, I like to say. A lot of good problems.
I love that. Hey, that's a great outtake on life right there.
Yeah, absolutely. The more you're doing, the more responsibility, the more challenges, the more things that you got to deal with. But God is good, and that's where you constantly every day get your daily bread to tap in. Every day you got different adversity, different things go off script, and Jesus said, "Don't worry," and I'm daily trying to focus on that. That's probably my biggest thing to grow on is don't worry. See all these gray hairs? That's my crown. I'm wearing it, but a lot of that came from worrying. So I'm doing better now. Yeah.
And you can't see mine. I got them too, but I just use this spray.
Yeah, I learned some good makeup tips I got to pass on to my female friends that I work with and know. And matter of fact, one of them has a birthday today, Ashley Corrubius. Yeah, she's a dynamic female entrepreneur herself. She has a couple businesses. It's her birthday today. But I learned some great makeup tips. The Maybelline matte for the lips. Don't rub off on your mask. I have to pass that on. Crystal Jackson, a wonderful co-founder of mine. She could probably take that tip. She probably already knows about it.
You know what the thing is, I already had them, but I forgot, because I always go to my go-to that I've been wearing for years.
The more premium ones.
Yes, it costs twice as much and it comes off. It's all on the back of my masks.
They gotta pay. They gotta charge you for the Nordstrom slotting fee.
That's it. And you know all about that retail business. You know all what happens behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. It's been a great ride. It's been a roller coaster. We started launching the product March, 3 weeks before the pandemic, before the quarantine hit, March 2020. We got into about 25 mom and pop stores from Long Beach to Santa Monica, and then that shut down. So it was like, whoa. We had to definitely pivot and look at what we're going to do. And we decided to focus more on our mission of why we exist in part, being a social equity company, and just not, don't worry about the sales. And just, we felt like we're doing God's work, and it's been amazing. He's definitely provided.
I love that, and I just have to tell myself. But look what I got in my hand.
Nice. Give me the address. I got to send you guys a case. I think that's our old label. We got an updated label. Is that the old label? Okay. Yeah. We got an upgraded label. So we got the spring water here.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's very thirst quenching. You got electrolytes in here and everything, right?
Yes. So we add potassium, magnesium, and calcium. Those are your main electrolytes. So, think of Gatorade without the sugar. So it helps rehydrate you faster, and it makes the water taste better, in my opinion. And then we have a pure mountain spring water as well. Some people just like, pure collected bottled water. And you see that we went with the aluminum so that we could focus on being environmentally friendly. It's aluminum is the highest recyclable material, and it's reusable. So it's like a mini canteen.
I love it. Yeah, I was so excited. We went down to Long Beach and we picked some up. We were super excited to be able to get some of that. And so I had it all chilled in the fridge. I said, I'm about to surprise him.
Awesome. Thank you, Cindy. That's awesome.
Yes, of course. So talk to us a little. Let's go back a little bit now, because we did start this segment off with your story. You talked about, not having, it was an absence of a father in your life, and just kind of hanging around the wrong people, and it got you into trouble and ended you up in prison.
Yeah.
Even back then, and I always say this, when kids are out and about and they're leading groups, they're leading gangs, or they're, they have that, there's a leadership quality, an ability already that's on their life. There's already a call in their life for them to lead. It just has to be fostered in the right environment.
Absolutely.
And whether it's through mentoring, education, which I know Aqua Equity is big on that, having mentors and people around you that can help to train you up and raise you up in the leadership qualities that are already inside you. So once you ended up in prison, what was it that had this light, what was it that was going on where that light just went off in your head? You said you wanted to leave a legacy. I thought that was one of the most powerful statements that you said in that video.
Yeah, thank you for the question. just knew undeniably that at that age, I was 2 weeks after I turned 19. I knew I had more in me. I knew I was supposed to do more. It's just like a knowing, undeniable, just, being honest with myself. And so the first night I was locked up, I still remember very vividly, just telling myself that this is not, my best is yet to come. This is not the end of my story, that I'm going to take, lemons and make lemonade out of this, and just try to learn and grow from this situation. And in a lot of ways, it removed me from a very toxic, like death-centered environment. Like I could have been killed easily, or God forbid, kill somebody else. So, the Lord removed me out of that environment. Prison is not the best environment, but it speaks to, it was a better environment than I was in. So it tells you how crazy the street life was when I was a teenager. And it allowed me to actually, the first 9 months I was locked up, I was locked up with this Armenian Christian. I don't want to go too deep in it, but it's important because Armenia is one of the first countries to declare Christianity. So some of these Christians from Armenia are hardcore, and he was in there locked up, but one of the most, I don't know, close to God men that I've ever been around. We were locked up in a module with guys on death row and all that. And, he was facing his own kind of racketeering charges, but this man was in there close to God, and he just was leading me to scriptures. He didn't speak much English, and he had his Armenian Bible, and he would show me the scriptures. And we were locked in the cell 22 hours a day. So I was just, forced to do something with my time. And thankfully I had a Bible, and I just wanted to read, understand more about life and how I got to where I was. And it going to prison ended up saving my life. And I knew that I could get out. I did 6.5 years and do something with my life. And I felt like, to be true to God and honor him, I needed to do that and honor that commitment. So as soon as I got out, hit the ground running.
Wow, what a story. 6.5 years is a long time. And that says a lot to me about you, and keeping that commitment, because there are people that won't keep that commitment that aren't in prison. And I feel like sometimes when you're in that environment, I've got some family members kind of in and out, and they seems like it seems like it's easier for them to become harder and harder and harder and harder, and to pull further and further and further back away, even though they know the Lord. And I know that, the Lord, I know that the Lord can do wonders, no matter where you're at. But what a powerful thing for you to stay so committed. And I was kind of chuckling because you said we were in there for 22 hours a day. It's like, you're going nowhere.
Better figure something out to do.
Did you learn how to read the Bible in Armenian?
Yeah, I definitely learned some words. Yeah. We did a lot more of like, kind of like pantomiming and, kind of acting things out to explain. So, people can communicate. You don't even need to speak the same language. You can understand each other, especially if you're keeping it simple, talking about truth and the Creator.
Yes. Wow. That's powerful. Well, thank the Lord for that. And, so then you were out. So were you about 25, 26-ish when you got out? Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
got out, started doing personal training and going to school, junior college, full time. And I just knew that education was going to be a pathway for me to better myself, and also allow people to see me in a better light. I knew that the more educated I became, the more people were going to be able to put my past criminal activities behind me and separate that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're able to do that, and it's so easy to just, tell people the past doesn't define you. And we know that that's true. But sometimes people will like to hold on to the past, and then they try to remind you of things, or it's like, no, that's not who I am. That's what I did, but that's not who I am. So I'm so thankful that you have this, newfound identity, in the Lord, and the fact that you were called, and there's things that He had for you. You had a legacy you needed to leave behind, and so let's get on it and let's keep
Yeah.
at it. So
I,
congratulations.
I Yeah, thank you. I look at, where everything I've been through, and we all have our life's journey. So it's just all part of my life's journey. And like the scripture in Romans 8:28, all things work together for your good. Those are called according to His purpose. When you're going through it, the adversity and the hardships and the challenges and the attacks from the enemy, you can lose sight of the big picture and lose sight that this is just one battle that, I already have victory in, but, I'm still getting some attacks. And so I did that, made those mistakes, but now, I see everything. I have a lot more peace and a lot more joy about my past. And the success of what's going on right now helps with that, because I see everything coming together. And so hopefully that's encouraging for anybody who's had a lot of adversity in their past, in their life, or adversity right now, especially, you're a child of God connected to the Creator. He's got good things for you. A lot of times that we just let the challenge of life, really cause us to lose faith in Him. But He's faithful. So we just got to just trust it's going to come through.
Amen. Amen. So let's talk now, fast forwarding now, because you said you launched your business in, did you say 2020 is when you launched when the water were released?
Yeah,
The
product
released?
in the market in March 2020, and then 3 weeks later, pandemic hit. Well, the quarantine affected the pandemic, and everything shut down. So we didn't even have the opportunity to focus on sales. And like I said, I'm seeing everything is for a reason and directed. And it was kind of like a nudge in the right spot, and we focused more on the community and getting plugged into the right nonprofits because such of a sense of urgency. And so we got connected with Watts Community Core and Think Watts Foundation. Watts is the community, our first community that we adopted. And so 10% of our profits, we want to invest into that community, but we just started, so we didn't have any profits, right? So it was like, what do we do? So we just started, what can we do to add value to the community? We started donating cases of water. This was at the peak of the quarantine when the stores were having to run on all the bottled water. So there was a lot of senior citizens that couldn't get water. The tap water around the Watts community is horrible. It's very unhealthy. So that wasn't an option. And so that's how we really got into getting into connected with the community before we had profits, is just the sense of urgency on that quarantine shutdown. And it's been a blessing. And we are involved in food drives every Friday at the Nickerson Gardens with Watts Community Core. They have a STEM lab. They do a number of great programs. We did a Earth Day cleanup there. We're doing our second round of entrepreneur training program. We want to organize a family movie night there for the community. So a lot of great things happen from us just, acting on that sense of urgency to get involved in the community before we had profits. And God has blessed us, just trusting in Him. It's, we're going to give and we're going to sow these seeds, and we're starting to reap a lot of fruit.
That's beautiful. That's so powerful. It's the power of giving back, and that it just seems so evident that that's what you at Aqua Equity are doing. Talk to us a little bit just about the power of community, because there are quite a few of you that are founders, and it looked like, from what I was trying to put all the pieces together, that maybe some even you maybe met back in college or in San Diego. Yeah. So what? How do you come up with this idea? Like, we want to launch a water company together.
A great question. So I had 12 years in the alcohol beverage industry, and 8 of those 12 were in management. And I was working with a sales force at a distributor that they sold other beverages besides, beer and wine. They sold soda, tea, and bottled water. And so I knew I didn't want to continue in alcohol beverage sales, but I had a lot of great business connections with retailers and the sales force. And since I knew a sales force that sold water, I said to myself, let me, tap into that beverage segment. There's a lot of parallels that I already knew that I could maximize. So that's kind of how it went. And it was like, you know, being a part of a alcohol beverage corporation for so long, I kind of woke up to us just taking and not giving enough back. So I thought, like, how can I reverse that and purify that? So water is the most purifying thing. Everybody needs water everywhere, every age, all over, every place. So that's how we came into the water business idea.
Wow, that to me just sounds like a brilliant God idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And
And
I
I
didn't want to just be
love
I
that.
didn't want to be a nonprofit, you know, and it's nothing against nonprofits, but I wanted the freedom to be able to do more without asking permission from the government or having to ask for charity. And I wanted a product that could sustain good works. So we have an expression like drink good, do good is our motto. We have expression of doing good works. And so we want a product that can be a vehicle to do good works in communities and have it be a movement that other entrepreneurs and innovators can see that you can make money and make a difference. Just remove the greed and, you know, look at a community or look at a group of people that needs help. And for me, I just like kind of think about the groups of people that Jesus named, you know, the poor, the sick, the widow, the prisoners, the orphans, you know, helping one of those groups, you're doing the Lord's work, in my opinion.
I love it. Yeah, there's so many principles and just so much truth in there. It's so deep. There's such gold. There's so many nuggets in the word. It's like if you could read that, the word of God from cover to cover, oh my goodness, you
Wow.
know, you've
Yeah.
tapped into a whole lot.
Yeah. It'll elevate you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I just love what you're doing there with Aqua Equity, and I'm excited to have even just reconnected with you. Really, it was through LinkedIn, and I said, "Wow, what's going on here?" And and so it just was so exciting to me to see, that you have the courage, the vision to step out and to launch something, and then how beautifully it's blessing people. And I pray that those of you that are watching are encouraged. One of the things that's, a lot of times we'll get hit with things that, kind of blindsides you. And it's like, oh, well, this wasn't what we had planned. And clearly all of us are walking through that together as with this pandemic. But I love how you just took what happened and then said, okay, so let's figure out how can we still give back? How can we still help to educate? I know that's one of your pillars. How can we still be
Yeah.
a part of a community? How can we still help the environment? And so everything that you're doing from the dough, the food drives and your program with Watts, the mentorship, that's huge. That's huge. I'm like, I love that. I wish we had entrepreneur mentorship programs
Thank
like
you.
that in every city. Every city needs that because our kids, our children, we had this vendor event this past Saturday. This sweet little girl was 8 years old, and she came up to me, and her mom was a vendor. She said, I want to do this. I want to open up a little business with my mom. And I just was so moved by that. And right next to her table was a table. The little gal was 12 years old, and she decided she wanted to start her own
Wow.
business, her own tie-dye business. These kids, it's like if
Wow.
you just instill in them the right opportunity and
Mhm.
values now, and then let
Mhm.
them create, the things that are already in their heart. It's not, and then we just come
Mhm.
alongside and say, well, this is how you do it. And, helping them out. I think it's beautiful that you're doing that in Watts.
Thank
And
you.
and I pray that it inspires other companies to give back as well, because there's just something very powerful when you can look outside of yourself, whether you're a person or a company or a ministry or a nonprofit organization. But there's such power in giving. You give not to get, but you give. And when you give, the word is so clear that when you give, it shall be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and
Yes.
flowing over. And I know that will happen with Aqua Equity as well. And so is there anything else that you wanna say or shout out before we wrap this
Yeah.
up?
Yeah. Obviously, I can't do this on my own. You need a great team to have a successful business. And so you had mentioned a couple of my co-founders I went to college with at the University of San Diego. So JT Rogan, great help. co-founder, Brandon Espy. He does all of our digital content, a great storyteller. Crystal Jackson, very dynamic woman. She's the queen of Aqua Equity, helps keep me accountable. And then our newest co-founder, Sticks, Brandon Salim Bailey, he's the unofficial mayor of Watts. He has Think Watts Foundation and connected us with Watts Community Core and really helped us to get plugged in and solidified into the community of Watts and gave us good direction how to help and add value. So just thankful for my team. And, God sends laborers and people and gives you favor with people. So I know I'm forgetting a lot of names, but it's just all the help is awesome.
Yes. Well, congratulations to you and your team. And you're absolutely right. God really does. When you step out in faith and you do what's in your heart in what you believe he's leading you to do, he does bring the people. And I can totally relate as well. And I say with this particular show, for example, we couldn't even do what we do without our team. So congratulations to you and yours. And I'm just excited. At the end of your video, it shows you cheering on your son, Isaiah. And that is just such a moving part, because you mentioned earlier on in that video that you wanted to leave a legacy. And you came to this understanding when you were in prison. And so here, now you have that ability and you are doing that. You're doing that with your son, Isaiah. So that is just, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us, the new things that you're doing. It sounds like you got a whole lot.
Awesome. I love this show. I love the title, A New Thing. You confirmed that came from the book of Isaiah, and God wants to do a new thing in all of our lives. Yesterday, the past is done. He got new daily bread for us. So look out for that new thing he wants to do for you.
Amen. Look out for that new thing. We're going to bring your info card up so that anyone who is interested in partnering with you and, supporting your business, Aqua Equity Water, please do reach out. Their Instagram is Aqua Equity, and then their website is aquaequitywater.com. And again, if you just say, oh, I didn't catch that, then, we will have his information up on our website as well this week. But at Aqua Equity and aquaequitywater.com. Ryan, thank you so much. This has been wonderful, my friend. So excited to get to catch up with you here virtually, but we're catching up.
Thank you for having me. Yes, thank you for having me. Miss all you guys, Miss the Rock family. Tell everybody I said hello. Hopefully see you guys soon.
Will do. All right. Blessings to you and yours, Ryan. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Wow, how encouraging, how inspiring his story is. And I just sat here again, preparing for this episode. I just couldn't believe, because I've known him for years, but I didn't know that all of where he is today came as a result of what he had gone through at that age of 19, being locked up in prison. What a story, a comeback story of redemption and overcoming. Hey, we are overcomers. We can do it. We're called to do it. We are survivors. We're more than just surviving. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to survive. No. We are called to overcome and to do it with joy and to do it with people and to do it with community. So if you feel like, gosh, I really wish I knew how to take that step in the right direction, reach out to us. Reach out. We'll not only pray with you, but we're going to connect you with the right people. That's really our heart here, is to get you going in the right direction. And just like Ryan said, hey, be looking for that new thing that God wants to do in your life, because he always wants to do something new. So we've got another amazing special guest coming up all the way from Holland. But before we bring her out, don't go away. Do not touch that dial. Just let it keep going. We have a quick message from A New Thing Live. You're a heartbreaker, dream maker. It was like, whoa. When I see you at church, I'm going to do the whoa. And you're going to be like, whoa. I want to hear it. I'm going to see it. I want to smell it. I want to hear it. Give you the word and give you pan dulce. I'll fall asleep and it's like I'll wake up in the morning and I go, oh, my blush is still on.
The goo.
Deliver me! Like seriously, I was screaming, Jesus, help me! Je t'aime Paris, je t'aime Paris.
Oh, oui, mademoiselle.
If you haven't yet, don't forget, subscribe to A New Thing Live.
husband is crazy, okay? He just said, can I get her phone number? No. So much fun. We do have a blast here on A New Thing Live. We always want people to feel inspired and encouraged. We want to have fun. It's so important to have fun and to laugh and just to be able to let your hair down and just be you and be real and be raw and all that good stuff. So thank you so much for hanging out with us on Monday night. For those of you in the Long Beach area, you know, if you go on to Ryan's website, you can see several of those little, he said mom and pop liquor stores. We went to one today, and this is something tasty. It is so good. And so it's quenching my thirst. Okay. And you already know I like to eat on the show. I like to drink on the show, all that good stuff. Not drink, but you know, like my water, whatever's going on. I always like to be just sipping on something fun. So today it is the Aqua Equity. So yummy. Okay. So our next guest, an incredible woman. Also, she's really fearlessly leading in her country, Holland, through fashion, the power of repurposing, recycling, reusing. And so she and I connected earlier on because there is a huge time difference between us. But let's go ahead and let's enjoy this time with myself and Maria Ibarra. Please welcome with me tonight, Maria Ibarra. Maria, welcome.
Hi, Cindy. Yes, it's a pleasure to talk to you again after our fashion show meeting back in the 2019, which was organized by Lisbeth.
I know Lisbeth orchestrated and organized that beautiful fashion show, She Blooms, in LA. And that's when I met you. That's when I met you, this wonderful fashion designer who was so beautiful inside and out. And girl, you just right away, you stole my heart, and you talked about how you were out here in the Netherlands. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How are things out there? Because you're in the Netherlands right now, right?
Yes, I am. I live here in Holland. I think now is about 10 years.
Okay.
And I am very happy in this country.
I've never been to Holland, so I must come visit.
You are welcome. My home is your home, you know.
Thank you. Well, it's so good to see you, and you've got so many wonderful things going on. You know, first of all, you know, what things are going on in your life right now? You're in the fashion world. Your business is beautiful because you repurpose these materials to preserve the earth and to love the earth. And in the middle of all that, you're making fashion.
Yes, I'm experiencing wonderful things that make me love my work more and more. I now creating new fashion with the recycled materials. Today, I live with the motto, zero waste, better life. The objective of this motto is to tell the planet about our mission, to make this world a better place.
Zero waste. So waste nothing. And then we have a better life when we are repurposing and when we're wasting nothing. That's so beautiful. I love that. So, you know, let's before we go and jump into your business, how are you doing? It's been a long time since I've seen you. You know, we met in 2019, and then we had this pandemic start in 2020. You know, how have things been for your organization, your business? How have things been for OML during this time?
For me, it has been an opportunity to devote more time to my dreams and find my inner peace. Let's face it, this pandemic made the world realize that we had to make a better place, a better world. This pandemic confirmed my drive to make this planet a better way and better place. I am trying to do this via our sustainable formula.
You've still been able to carry on with your vision and your mission to continue to sustain, that's what the whole basis is of your business. And again, it's just so beautiful. And it's fun to see all of the different products and merchandise you've created. So of course, I want to talk about that. But, tell us a little bit about your story, your journey, where you are today as being the founder of OML Fashion. How did you get there?
Yes, I come from a seamstress family. Many years ago, I started working at fashion in my workplace at home with one sewing machine. Working in my own place with my sewing machine has always been an escape for me to find my inner peace. Then the brand OML Fashion really launched 4 years ago after I was working in the fast fashion industry, where I was responsible for the start-up of new store and maintenance. To follow up on my OML dreams was very, very hard, because after my experience in the fast fashion industry, I was working in the hospitality sector and working at least 50 hours a week. And that time, it was still hard to find time for producing, creating, and design, and for participating in a slow fashion show. But I am happy that today I can dedicate for 100% to OML Fashion.
Wow, 100%. Well, congratulations. Congratulations on that. And I didn't even get to tell you that we're in the middle in the process of launching our show en español también.
¿Sí?
Sí.
¡Qué bien, maravilloso! Maravilloso.
Sí, con subtitles, pero en la frente de la video, la palabra ¿cómo se dice? Vas a ser en español. La descripción y title, and then con subtitles.
Oh, that's so
Yes, so everybody's hearing right now for the first time, including you, that this week we're starting to transcribe from English so that the Spanish-speaking countries can watch the show with the Spanish subtitles.
That is nice, because I want to everybody come to fall in the dreams. This for me is very important. Oh my God, my English is not very good, but I try to do my best.
Girl, you're doing awesome. You are doing so awesome. So thank you so much. And so yes, I just wanted to tell you that in this way, even if you wanted to hablar un poquito español, está bien.
Muchas gracias, Cindy.
We'll figure it out. We'll work it out.
Okay, super.
Okay, so your company launched in 2017, right? That's when your company started.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about what happened between 2017 and 2019.
Yes, I explained a little bit. OML started in 2017, but in 2019, I realized what I wanted to do with the idea reuse recycled material from the Dutch trans company, for which I was awarded a small amount of prize money, which I wish I started my adventure in the sustainable fashion.
Oh, I love that. So you were awarded a small amount of prize money, and then with that, you were able to start go on your adventure with sustainable fashion.
Yes.
So some of your product comes from, is it like trains, seats, material from seats from trains or public transportation? Okay.
The normally is from intrinsic covers, is intrinsic covers. We need to make it one development for making this nice product. Yes, you see.
Oh my goodness. That is so amazing. That is such a God idea. Just to be able, that is brilliant, really. And it's so beautiful. I love it. I love it. It's just like, oh, those tennis shoes look awesome.
No problem. You get some, so possible you get one for me. Okay.
Oh,
But
thank you.
yeah, but we having this one. This one is what do you see in there.
Yes.
But we have another one is with this. Which one you like more?
Oh,
This or this?
oh my goodness. They're both so cute.
Yes, it's very, very nice. I love my sneakers. It's my
Oh,
babies.
yes, you must be so proud. And then I see a pair of white and green back there as well. Is
Yes.
that from the same material, from the same transportation, or is it different?
No,
A
it's
different
the same. It's the same material from the citric covers. It is for train seat covers.
train seat covers. Wow. What a brilliant idea. And they look just beautiful.
And this
My
one is from PET bottles. PET bottles.
my goodness. So, how many stores do you have? Because I see that you have some beautiful storefront, right?
No, this one is the store is from the train central. You know where is where
Ah,
here in Holland, the trains company make one store and bring all my products there, but I don't need to pay nothing. It's for
what?
free.
I love that. It's beautiful. And then I was excited because I think I saw one of your pictures had
Yes,
Fashioned magazine.
yes, you have that. This was last year. This was last year in November. This we
Mhm.
doing the special. All products were there, and you stand with me. I never forgot you.
Oh, oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to send you some more magazines. We launched a young for the younger girls. We launched
Oh,
for the younger girls a
oh,
magazine for like the girls that are ages like 11, 12. So this is the first one that we launched. So I'll have to send some to you
yes,
also.
please. I want.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have this one and then we have another one that we're working on for the fall as well. So super exciting. But I want to send some out there so that you have some in Holland. Won't that be wonderful?
Yes, I want. I think it maybe in about 2 months. I want to make another collection. This more for teenagers. Just I can't. I need you. You magazine. I need.
Yes, we'll send some to you. I'll send some to you. I have quite a few that I can send. It will be my honor. So, how exciting. Okay, so let's go back now talking about your business. We all know that to launch a business or to do anything when you have vision requires sacrifice. It's not
Oh,
always easy.
no, it's
Talk
not
to
easy,
us a
but
little bit.
yeah, but that is very nice to everybody must to know. Okay. Faith has been the base to be where I am right now. When I went in the summer on 2019 to Fresno, California, it was a spiritual call, and I knew that I wanted to dedicate myself to making fashion with love and for the love of all people. I'm working with those without a job and producing a slow fashion, also of the raising funds for different humanitarian organizations.
I love the whole concept of, what you're doing, but then it sounds like you are partnering with different organizations. You're helping to fund and to resource these other organizations as well, which is beautiful to me. Um, I know being a business owner is not easy,
Yeah.
and you have all these ideas, you have this vision, and then you probably work a lot of hours. And I'm happy to hear that you are able now to contribute 100% of your time to OML Fashion. But, you know, sometimes when you are a business owner, you lose sleep,
Yes.
you lose your social life. Has it been easy for you, or, you know, what has that been like for you?
For me, of the moment is very nice because I have more time. It's I don't know, but I have more time to be with my children, with my family. I make it what I like to do, make it with love. I have some. I can't explain. I feel it good.
Well, it's probably nice too because you get to kind of be in control a little bit of your life, your hours, and things like that as well. You know, when you have your own business. So, but I know you've made a lot of sacrifices to be where you are. You know, and I know that originally when I was looking at your design, it said that OML originated from the acronym Designed with Love. But then I was like, okay, well, how did it go from Designed with Love to OML? You know, how did that happen? And what does it stand for?
Okay. OML Fashion was born after a critical economic moment in my life where financially I had lost everything. I had working for many years and based in my own company, but I left with the love for my children and family. And then I decided to think on drink of what I was really wanting. And then from that moment, my passion was born. And wanted to design with love and began to set new goals and learn my steer on my future again and to work myself through and a difficult moment.
That is so powerful. So you took that devastation that happened to you and just that hard time. You know, you said that it was a critical economic moment in your life financially. Yes. You lost everything. And from losing everything, you built your own company. You built your own business. And you mentioned earlier that it was faith. It is because of your faith. And I love that. You know, I know God gives us that strength to be able to get up again, but also to see that you're actually living your dream. That's beautiful.
Yes, it's the first time in my life that I'm feeling good. Every day I get up, I say, "Oh my God, thank you very much for you give me everything what I have. I'm working what we love. I'm working what I have. I want. I do my dreams every day. I'm working with people. That is very nice. You know, I can cry now, but it's what I'm feeling right now."
Yeah, well, you just have a big heart for people. And obviously, you have a big heart for the people and the planet.
Yes, that must to be together. They must to be always together.
Have you always had a heart for the planet? When you were a little girl, did you love the earth so much? Or as you got older, you started to see?
No, I think I always have love with the planet because in Colombia, normally we walk, we spell, we play outside, we have a lot of, what's another, you know, it's very nice in my country to be a leader. I can see everything about the planet. When I come into Europe, was you seen another, you forgot. I forgot the planet, I think in 20 years. And now I say, oh my God, that is not what I want to live into my children. I must to doing something. I must to help the planet.
Yeah, so beautiful. So that's just gripped you on the inside. And then I love that you said you set new goals and then you decided to grab the reins to steer your own life.
Yes,
we need to do that. We need
Yes.
to do that. People need to do that. We really, sometimes we just leave it to things and circumstances, but really it's inside us to be able to get up and have that strength to say, you know what, I am going to do something new. I am going to set new goals, and I'm going to take control of my life. I'm not going to just be, yes, there's a time to mourn. There is a time to cry. There is a time to weep, but there's also a time to get up. There's a time to rejoice, and there's a time to set new goals. And so bravo to you for doing that. Just so beautiful. I'm just so happy that you did that, because now we get to see what you're doing, your part to preserve the earth, to repurpose, to recycle. My goodness, just such an imagination. Plus, you're a designer, so you were able to marry it together so beautifully.
Yeah,
so
for me,
beautifully.
I am very happy because maybe one day I going, maybe one company, I going to come to someone else, and that always I seen money, I seen say, nay, we can't to do this, we can't to recycle, we can't to make another product. Just everything always I seen new fashion without to buy. That is the very important. We need to buy less, and we need to recycle more.
That's good. Buy less, recycle more. I actually wore this today because this I bought from a thrift store.
Okay.
I bought this from a thrift shop because I like to recycle used clothes. So sometimes I'll wear, like, this dress was new, but then this jacket was old, So I like to do both. I do like to thrift shop, so that I'm trying to keep supporting that, the recycled clothing, just because I do feel like that's important as well. And there are little things we can do, recycling. I know some people do other things like compost and things like that. I don't compost, but I do recycle. And you just try to do your part. I think if everybody did their part, it would contribute. Interesting, here in LA, really during the summertime, the smog is horrible. So bad. But last year, because of the pandemic, the sky was so clear and so clean because cars weren't really driving. People were not on the freeway, and so I felt like, oh, I'm so happy the earth can breathe a little bit. Los Angeles can breathe a little bit, But I love seeing what you're doing, your love for the planet, the environment, and, even how your company is purposed to be intentional about contributing to our world today. What are some of the things that your company focuses on in terms of contributing to the planet and to others who also have that same vision?
OML Fashion focuses for the love of the planet and the environment, and aims to contribute to the development of a circular economy with sustainable products. We also donate a part of revenues to no non-profit organization with more or less the same objective. The reuse, recycle, and repair of the existing material is what we do, and only via this way we can reduce CO2 emission.
Yes, you can reduce the CO2 emission. Yeah, that's great. How are you able to locate some of these? So, like, some of your product is made from the material from train seats. How do you acquire materials? So that was one train.
Yes.
But how do you find your next material? From what? How do you locate the materials?
Now I have a drill line. Is from 3C cover. You have the PDT bottle. I have the coffee line. I have of mango layer. I think 2 months or 3 months. I think we're going to cactus leather too. Just, I have a lot of products. We have every 3 months. We want to make a new product. But always we going to make only a recycled products or ecological products. That is on focuses.
That's so cool. It's so cool. I love it. So how would you describe your fashion line? You know, there's some are high, couture, how would you describe your fashion line?
Yeah, my fashion line is casual, uncomplicated, and at the same time elegant. Also, all designs are limited edition. Are not mass produced, and with depends of the stock of the materials.
You're not mass produced, which that's what a lot of fashion today is, high fashion, and it's high turnover rate and all of the trends. I think that maybe the pandemic may have slowed it down just a little bit. But the current trend really overall of fashion is high fashion. There's a new collection every season. You got New York Fashion Week, and then there's a spring, and sometimes there's a summer, and then there's the fall, and then sometimes there's a winter collection. I mean, it's high turning. It's so quick, and then all of a sudden it's outdated, and it's not even fashionable anymore because there's a new trend. But what's so beautiful about your company is, first of all, it sounds like you're going against that whole idea of mass production. Let's slow it down a bit and let's use what we have. Let's use something that, they're not using that train anymore. So let's take from that train and let's use what we can. It would be such a beautiful thing if a lot more of us, including fashion designers and stores and retail, had that same heart to reuse and to recycle and to repurpose and fight again. Like, let's slow down and let's not mass produce as much as we mass produce, because there's still so much fashion out there that still can be used and worn, but already we're moving on to something new.
Yes, that is buy some, it's 4 times a year that normally all companies make new fashion. But it's fast fashion. You buy today, but tomorrow you want to buy something else, and you have a lot of clothes. That I want to tell everybody, no, you don't need to buy a lot. You can't reuse, repair, and make a new clothes. What normally I do is I go in maybe to my friends, and then I looking what having, and then I say we make with this clothes, all clothes, we can make new clothes.
So good. Well, I've so loved having you on here. Thank you so much. I know that for you, you're on the other end of the world. And I love that I can have you on my show, being you're in Holland and I'm in California. But because of technology, we can do this. This is awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much to invitation me, and then I can show everybody what I'm making with love, and then I hope that maybe one day I go in there and we can together make one fashion show for
again.
For other people who don't have nothing. There's no problem. I am open for making something we love together.
Well, you are at the top of my list where fashion is concerned, because I love what you're doing. It's beautiful, and it's casual, it looks comfortable, and it's repurposed. It really is something that really all of us should be jumping in and joining what you're doing. And so thank you for spearheading the way. We want to bring up your information here so that others can follow your company. Let me make sure. Oh, here we go. Yep. Here we go. So please follow, Maria's, her line. It's official_oml.fashion.eu. And then her website is very simple. It's omlfashion.eu. And you'll love just to navigate around there and to see what's going on in her world out there, and how some of their process. There's some great videos on there too. And so, we just saw a quick little snippet, but Maria, thank you so much. And then, do you have anything on the horizon? Is there anything coming up? I know it's a pandemic, but things are opening up slowly but surely. Do you have any events or any projects coming up with your line?
We haven't a lot last year, but now obviously with the pandemic, we are canceled. But we're hoping that everything will normalize from August on, and that I can show in my collection again.
That would be wonderful. Well, we just declare blessings to you, my friend. And we just love what you're doing. Thank you so much for coming on A New Thing Live. And we will keep our viewers in touch with what you're doing, because we're going to be checking back in with you. We love what you're doing, so keep up the good work. And thank you so much for being a guest on A New Thing Live.
Thank you very much. You have the very nice product program. Just thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you so much. All righty, everybody. Maria Ibarra.
Okay. Hi, I'm Maria. I'm the founder of OML Fashion. OML Fashion is a sustainable style art company. We give new life to the scarce clothing and material. We do this because we care about our planet and want to reduce CO2 emissions. My mother and grandmother taught me how to make clothes myself from an early age. In Colombia, it has been common for decades for every garment to be reused. A dress turned into a skirt, that skirt into a blouse, that blouse in a pillowcase, and the pillowcase into a mop. This works fine because the fabric is made of pure cotton. Sustainable zero waste and vegan sneakers. For the collection 2021, I developed sneakers made of transit covers and PET bottles. The transit covers come from an NS Intercity. The sneakers are made according to the zero waste principle. For our 2021 spring and summer collection, we have made 100% sustainable sneakers from transit cover and vegan leather. We are going to pre-sell 650 pairs of these exclusive sneakers. Do you want to become the owner of this 100% recycled unique sneaker? OML Fashion, zero waste, better life.
What an incredible thing that Maria is doing with OML Fashion. My goodness. I'm like, how in the world do you get the idea to create sneakers and espadrilles and bags from train seat covers? Like, my goodness. She is amazing, and I just love her heart. Isn't she just this sweet? Don't you just want to hug her through the virtual show? I told him we were done. I said, I just want to hug you. I just want to hug you. But she's all the way in Holland. So please follow omlfashion.eu. Just an incredible thing that they're doing. I love her heart. She cares about the planet. I love that she said, I don't know if you caught it, but she said she realized when she looked at the earth and what's going on, just with how we just kind of trash it, that she didn't want to leave that to her kids. Another one talking about leaving legacy, just like Ryan Morgan talking about leaving a legacy is for him as well. And there's just something that's so significant about that. So I love that here she gets this idea, And now she said, I 100% work for OML Fashion. Now, this is what I get to do 100% of my time. And she looks so happy. She's just the sweetest, sweetest, sweetest. I got to meet her at a fashion show about 2 years ago that we did with a dear friend, a mutual friend of ours. And so she was in LA, and we just connected. We hit it off, and I'm so, so, so blessed that she's able to be a part of our show. Talk about finding creative ways to reuse product and material. So do go support them. She said, who wants to wear reused shoes, recycled shoes? And I was like, I do. I want to be a part. I love when I see these companies doing something, making a change, and just really going out on a limb. Are you called to go out on a limb? What are you supposed to do? I know someone reached out this week and just said, every time you say be open to do that new thing, they're like, I just know I need to write my book. So I'm so happy to hear that. Yes. Who else is called to go out on a limb? I know I'm called. There's still more things that I'm supposed to do and go out on a limb. So super excited. And did you catch that news that we're actually launching? We're in the process of launching our Espanol division. And so it will still be the show in English, but so it'll be two. It'll be one all in English, and then another one will be in English, but with Spanish subtitles, Spanish description, Spanish title. And so we're super excited about that. I have a lot of loved ones out in the Nicaragua and the Peru area, and then in other parts of the world. And our digital producer, her familia is in Panama, and then her husband's familia is in Cuba. And we have all kinds of people that we love that are in Spanish-speaking countries. And so we know this is something that we needed to do. So we're doing it. We're going Espanol. Ha, ha, ha. We're so excited about that. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. Thank you for hanging out. I'm excited because how many of you like flavored popcorn? Oh my goodness. So Pop Life Entrepreneur will be here next week along with a fitness coach talking about health and fitness. So at least it's popcorn. And this is yummy, by the way. This is pink lemonade. Go ahead, Pop Life. And I love their tag. Everybody needs a thrill. Everybody needs a thrill. So come next week. Come hear from Pop Life. And we're super excited just to hear about how they launched their business. I believe it was also in the pandemic as well, but don't hold me to it. But you, in the meantime, be on the lookout for that new thing that needs to happen in your life. You already know. It's not something like, oh, what is this new thing? No, you already know because it kind of grates at you, or it's that thing that you think, that just won't happen for me because or I don't have enough this to do it. Whatever that is, you already know what that is. So be open to that new thing. We're excited about the new thing that awaits for you. We want to thank Ryan Morgan and Aqua Equity. If you haven't yet, for those of you in the SoCal area, the Long Beach area, go ahead and go online and see where you can get some of these bottles. Really, really good water. Someone already texted and said, I bought some. So I'm so happy to hear that. Congratulations. We want to hear how you enjoyed your Aqua Equity. And then OML Fashion, Maria Ibarra. We want to say thank you to you as well for coming on all the way from Holland and being a part of A New Thing Live. You're amazing. Remember, you are an overcomer and there is something new that awaits just for you. So, hey, be open to it. Don't shut it down. Maybe pull out that list and go, okay, what do I need to do? What's step one? What is something that I can do this week so that I can launch out into that new thing in my life? And until then, have an incredible week. Remember, you are an overcomer. You can do it. You got this. And I will see you next Monday night on A New Thing Live. Bye.
Are you ready? Hey, help us get the word out about our new show. Subscribe today, right now, to A New Thing Live.